Pause. Ah, yes. Another video about why running is good for you. Although this is coming from a different perspective. This is coming from someone who was actively bad at PE at school and never really did much sports as a kid. You may be wondering, why someone like me, a guy whose only sporting medal was a bronze in the sports day relay because the other two teams ahead of me got disqualified, not because they messed up, but because I was so slow that everyone thought the race had finished. Why would someone like that want to start running a few years later? Well, we can't get to that bit so quickly. Let's go to my first park run.
So, it's me again from the future. But guess what? I'm in a new apartment. I'm currently doing a 1 year internship in the USA. And the video that you're about to watch was filmed about a year ago. I promise it's the last video that was filmed a year ago. And you might be wondering why it's taking me so long to edit it. Well, because of the amount of uni work that there has been, but probably more accurately, the amount of procrastination that I've been doing. I kind of feel like this is a running commentary of my life. I just look back at last year and kind of figure out what I was doing back then. But right now, because I'm in the US, it's unbelievably hot. As in, the moment I stepped off the plane, I felt like I was in a sauna. And the one time it decided to rain heavily, I went on a long walk, and when I tried to get back, my fob stopped working. So I couldn't get back into the building. When I was in the UK, I did do 25 park runs, and you might be wondering how I remember that number. Well, you get a cool t-shirt. Anyway, let's see what my younger self was doing a year ago. Hi, so today is my first ever park run, and I feel like I'm a bit late. Hear me out, hear me out. Park run starts at 9 AM, and it takes me around 40 minutes to walk there. So, because of the amount of times I snooze my alarm, I sometimes have to run to park run, and that's what I call dedication. If you're wondering why I'm so tired, it's because this is the face of someone who's in week 2 of uni and is somehow already very behind. Poor ignorant child. Second week. There is so much more work later on. But hindsight's 2020. As I was saying before, I think the best way to start running is the Couch to 5K app. Thank you, Past Me, for that advice. I still think that the Couch to 5K app is the best way to begin running if you haven't run for a while, or if you're just running for the first time. I remember before using the app, I could barely run a minute without being out of breath and stopping. However, now I think I could run a 5K without having to time out. In the first few weeks, you only run for about a minute before having a long walking break. However, as the weeks progress, you start to run more than you walk, and eventually you'll be able to run a whole 5K without taking any breaks. So basically interval training. Although the progress may be small at the beginning, as you are taking one step at a time, when you look back, you can see how much you've achieved and how far that you can actually run. Not gonna lie, after seeing me run, I'm not sure it's that inspiring, but I promise you, you do feel much better afterwards. One of my main worries before starting parkrun was about the people that were going to be there. In my head, I always assumed that runners would be really competitive. However, I saw the complete opposite. Everyone's super nice and super supportive. I remember one time after the run, we were all invited into a church to have tea and cake, which was just very nice. There is a real sense of community that I didn't imagine that I would find when I first started parkrunning.
For my notes for this section, there are only a few words, which are to speak from the heart. I believe that to live a happy and healthy life, both physical and mental health has to be taken care of. When I was going through a bad mental health time, I was always told that I should do exercise to get the heart racing. Of course, because I wasn't doing great, I didn't really want to leave the house. It happens these days as well, where if I don't leave the house and I'm left to ponder for a whole day, my mind doesn't exactly go to the best place. I think that the thing about parkrun, especially from someone that isn't athletically inclined, is that it gives you a fun way to interact with other people, as well as just breathing in fresh air. It gives you time to stop thinking about anything else and focus on the present moment. It kind of gives you time to think and not to think at the same time.
Waking up early on a Saturday morning might seem like a drag at the time, but once you finish the park run, you'll feel a sense of achievement. That even if you don't do anything for the rest of your day, at least you've done that one thing. At the same time, it gives me more energy to do various other things. I just wanted to end the video by saying that even though this video is about running, it applies to doing anything that's outside the house. This could be from walking, to swimming, to going to the gym, or doing any other activity. In school, when they talk about lifting your mood through exercise, you're like, you know what, that doesn't apply to me. But only when you do it do you get a new perspective.
So, realistically, I feel like I'm gonna die. Hopefully with enough practice, I can beat the older people, the younger people, the people that are in prams, and probably just an armadillo as well. But that's about it. See you next time.
Thank you, Marshall.